biggest career power move you've ever pulled? I got fired for breaking company policy, and it led to my dream job. I was working customer service at a cell phone store in this strip mall. Minimum wage, angry customers screaming at me all day, zero respect from management. You know the type of place where they track your bathroom breaks and write you up for helping customers too much. Our policy was strict as hell. If someone's phone was out of warranty, tough luck, no exceptions. Corporate drilled this into us during every morning meeting. They had this whole speech about profit margins and liability. I'd been there 8 months, watching good people get screwed over daily by these ridiculous policies. But I needed the job, so I kept my mouth shut and followed the rules like a good little employee. Then this elderly woman comes in on a Tuesday afternoon, tears streaming down her face. Her phone completely died overnight. She explains that all her late husband's voicemails were stored on it. He'd passed away from cancer 2 years ago, and she'd been listening to his voice every single night before bed. She begged me to help her recover them, said she'd pay anything. These weren't just random recordings. They were the last pieces of him she had left. Birthday messages, little reminders to take her medication, him saying I love you before his final surgery. My manager Derek overhears the conversation and walks over with this smug look. He tells her there's nothing we can do. Phone's out of warranty. Maybe she should have backed up her data. Then he literally walks away while she's sobbing. I'm supposed to follow him and tell her the same thing. Corporate policy, nothing I can do, have a nice day. But I couldn't do it. I looked at this broken woman and thought about my own grandmother who'd lost my grandfather last year. So I made a decision that would change everything. I told her to come back at closing time, said I might be able to help but couldn't promise anything. That night, after Derek locked up and left, I stayed behind for 3 hours. I carefully pulled the memory chip from her water-damaged phone, transferred it to a borrowed device from our repair stock, and methodically recovered every single voicemail. 47 messages total. I listened to a few to make sure they transferred properly. This man telling his wife he was proud of their 50-year marriage, reminding her where he hid her anniversary gift, asking her to take care of their old dog. When she came back the next morning, I handed her the phone with all her husband's messages restored. She broke down crying right there in the store, hugging me and thanking me over and over. I didn't charge her anything, didn't even put it in the system. She was so overwhelmed with gratitude that she went home and posted the whole story on Facebook, tagged our store, mentioned me by name, wrote this incredibly detailed post about how I'd saved her most precious memories. The post exploded. 50,000 shares in 2 days. Local news stations started calling. People were sharing their own stories about losing irreplaceable phone data. But corporate was absolutely furious. They fired me immediately. Violation of policy, unauthorized use of company equipment, giving away free services. Derek acted like I'd stolen from the register. Security escorted me out like I was some kind of criminal. I thought my career was over. No reference, fired for cause, probably blacklisted from every phone store in the city. But then something incredible happened. The local news station picked up the story. They interviewed me about getting fired for helping a grieving widow recover her dead husband's voicemails. The reporter couldn't believe a company would fire someone for showing basic human compassion. The story went viral nationally. People were outraged. The phone company's corporate office got thousands of angry calls and emails. Their Yelp reviews tanked overnight. Within a week, 3 different tech companies reached out offering me jobs. Not just any jobs, real positions with actual career growth. The one that caught my attention was a small startup called Legacy Data Recovery. They specialize in helping families recover precious digital memories from dead devices, photos of deceased relatives, final text messages, irreplaceable videos. They offered me a position as their head technician. The salary was triple what I made at the phone store, full benefits, and the chance to help people during the worst moments of their lives. I've been there 2 years now. Every day, I help families recover memories they thought were lost forever. Last month, I recovered a father's final video message to his daughter before he deployed overseas. The week before that, it was wedding photos from a couple's honeymoon before the husband died in a car accident. Sometimes doing the right thing costs you the wrong job, but gets you exactly where you're supposed to be. That elderly woman still sends me Christmas cards every year with updates about her life. She says listening to her husband's voice helps her feel like he's still watching over her. And Derek, last I heard, he's still working at that same strip mall store, still following corporate policy to the letter, still treating customers like numbers on a spreadsheet.